Here we are in the calm before the storm. It's the final international break and then the run-in to decide who stays up, who makes the playoffs, and who is guaranteed Premier League football next season. Here are my final 1 to 24 predictions for the 2023-2024 EFL Championship season. Let's start at the bottom where frankly anything could happen. Well, I say anything could happen, but let's do the easy bit and lock in 24th place, Rotherham. 18 points adrift and the easiest pick in this entire list. Now, it gets a little more complicated as currently in the bottom three with Rotherham is Sheffield Wednesday, who have not been performing like a relegation side for a good few months now. That long-term trend leads me to think they'll survive. Let's put Wednesday 21st. Another team who changed manager and then improved greatly are QPR. I'm assuming their trend up continues and subsequently I've bumped them up 2 places to 18th. Stoke looked a few weeks ago like ending this bizarre run in the Championship with relegation to League One. But something tells me they've got enough in that squad to move away from trouble. I'm putting Stoke in 17th. I think Neil Harris has given Millwall enough of the proverbial kick up the backside they needed since he arrived to keep them right where they are in 16th position. That leaves me 4 teams: Birmingham, Blackburn, Huddersfield and Plymouth to survive, 2 go down. Huddersfield looked more robust and physical, but something tells me the results aren't going to follow. They pulled off a mad run to survive last season, but I've got them dropping this season in 23rd. Birmingham have gambled on Gary Rowett to get them over the line, and I'm going to back that gamble. I think Rowett is wise enough to pull Blues up a couple of places and survive in 19th, which leaves Plymouth and Blackburn. Now, you all know my relegation theories by now. We're talking chaos, owners, size, and bad luck. And I'm looking at chaos and owners and adding to that I really don't like the run-in for Blackburn Rovers. It's a big shout, I know, as they're already on 42 points, but shoot me down. I'll go Blackburn to drop in 22nd and Plymouth to just survive in 20th. Let's be quite plain about this. Other than Rotherham, you can shout any 2 names out of those 8, and who's to argue? I'll call this next bit mid-table, but in reality, it's only 15th up to 12th position that we're going to cover, as that gap between Sunderland and Cardiff in the current table makes it unlikely we'll get sides crossing that divide. Speaking of Sunderland, they are doing the mother of all fizzling as their season fizzles out without a permanent manager or a healthy Jack Clark, their star man. With that being said, I'm going to drop Sunderland all the way down to 15th. Above them, I'll go for Watford, who were also in some kind of holding pattern under Tom Cleverley. Let's have the Hornets holding in 14th, ready to go again next season. Luke Williams seems to be getting a tune out of Swansea now, so I'll pop them up to 13th. And this one's going to get some comments, I know, but let's move Bristol City up into 12th. I know Liam Manning splits the fan base there, but their running on paper looks okay. Let's head towards those playoff positions now, and I'm going to drop Middlesbrough down 1 place into 11th. Yes, form has perked up, but they have 3 of the top 4 to play in the final 8. In fact, I'll have Cardiff and Borough swapping places from where they are now. Let's have the Bluebirds in 10th, perhaps finishing the season as they started it in pretty decent form. Preston, who I imagined would drop off plenty of times this season, haven't. I don't think they'll have the power to push up any further, but I'll keep them where they are in 9th and move on to what right now is, in my view, a three-way battle for 6th place between Coventry, Hull and Norwich. Hull have been draw happy lately, and I wonder if, despite their excellent recruitment, Coventry might have a little more momentum going into the final weeks. The problem, though, for Coventry, if you can call it a problem, is the FA Cup semi-final means that no one will be playing more football than the Sky Blues between now and the season's end. And although that could mean great momentum, it could also mean great tiredness. So, with all of that being said, and Norwich's half a season now of good form, I'm going to go Hull into 8th, Coventry 7th, and Norwich to nick a playoff spot in 6th. By the way, I said earlier that Rotherham was the easiest pick in the entire table. If it is, West Brom isn't far off, as it's felt like they have been nailed on for 5th place for months now. Let's lock the baggies in for their seemingly inevitable 5th place playoff spot. Here we go then, top 4 time. And we've known for the longest time that this lot was going to end up being the top 4, and may well end up being the greatest cumulative top 4 in Championship history, given the points Leeds, Leicester, Ipswich and Southampton are projecting to score. It may not surprise you that I'm keeping Southampton in 4th. They've got the most EFL games remaining. They travel away to the entire top 3. So, if Southampton do add on the necessary mid-20s points haul with the schedule they've got, then they will richly deserve the promotion that would give them. And then there were 3. And forgive me, but I'm going to go right to the top of the table first, as I think all the momentum right now is with Leeds United, and their incredible 2024 run just doesn't look to me like it's going to be stopping. If that is the case, then it'll be 1st place for Leeds and a 3rd Championship title for Daniel Farke. So, who gets the other automatic spot then, Leicester or Ipswich? The form says that since Christmas, it'll be Ipswich with the better points total. The running on paper maybe slightly favours Leicester, and you would certainly rather have their squad and their game in hand. I think this one could be mighty, mighty close. And with that being said, as much as it hurts my heart a little, the game in hand, 1 point advantage, and probably the goal difference means I'll have Leicester in 2nd and Ipswich in 3rd. There we go. To summarise, that is Leeds and Leicester automatically promoted. In the playoffs, Ipswich v Norwich, my worst nightmare. And Southampton v West Brom. Going down, Rotherham, Huddersfield and Blackburn. I've had my say. Why don't you have yours by getting involved in the comments? If you really, really want, you can write some crybaby emotional rant because the mean man on the internet made a prediction and your feelings got hurt. Look, you can probably tell what I think of that type of response. If, like me, you're also an actual grown-up, you could sensibly debate my picks and agree or disagree, but the end point will always be the same with this type of exercise. You have no credibility in the debate until you grow a pair, put your neck on the line, and submit your picks for your 2023-2024 EFL Championship final table. Good luck.